Hi, I'm Heidi Alexandra and you're watching UQTV. At UQ Power, we believe it all starts with you. So how you answer the commonly asked question, what do you do, is a critical first step in claiming your unique brand space. I've travelled to more than 15 countries, and the most common question I get asked is, who are you and what do you do? So what do you do? It may well be the first question you ask when you go to a networking event or barbecue. On the surface, it seems like an ordinary question. It's just a simple four-word nicety that we utter so we have something to break the ice. But let's face it, the majority of answers that you hear are often boring, snore-worthy phrases that are generally a job title or a role. I'm the director of the operations at ABC Company. I'm a regional manager of XYZ agency. I'm the vice president of Who Gives a Rat's. Whoop-de-doo. Good for you. The truth be told, we regurgitate these canned answers because they're easy to remember and they're unconscious habits. We repeat them parrot fashion over and over again. No one really wants to know about your boring day ad nauseum. And the reality is, it's just laziness. If we just state our rank, name and serial number, it really is just sloppy. The problem is that most people have never been taught how to communicate their uniqueness effectively. And most people are unaware that there's a structure to a great answer. A great answer to the question, what do you do, can be one of the greatest assets that you possess. Getting it right takes practice as well as flexibility. You don't want to sound canned and stuffy, but you do want to hit certain key elements in order to make the listener go, wow, that's interesting. Our UQ Power programs all start with understanding what makes you unique and then teach you how to communicate that effectively. We make sure you can answer the question and share your uniqueness more powerfully than ever before. Now, I don't have time to teach you in this short video the entire formula in great detail. However, I can give you some simple tips and do's and don'ts to get you started. So here's 3 ways to answer who you are and what you do, with greater power and authority so that you will be remembered, respected and referred. Tip number 1, know how you wow. Throughout history, the world's greatest personal brands and companies all began with a big idea, something with unique wow factor. Whether it was Steve Jobs telling his board that they would create a phone, a handheld internet device and an iPod all in one, or Richard Branson saying we're going to take people on holidays out of space. When someone asks you, what do you do? It's an opportunity to share something interesting, your UQ wow factor. If it's delivered with clarity and passion, your big idea will enroll people in your story and have them asking for more. Now, most people haven't figured out what makes them unique, let alone understand how to package that in a wow statement. For some strange reason, most people do their best to sound boring, bland, and ordinary. You know the drill. You say to them, what do you do? And they tell you, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm an executive coach. The trouble with these responses is there's no differentiation or segmentation in their answer. There's probably another 100 yoga teachers in your local area, and if I Googled executive coach, I bet I'd find thousands of them. So what's your UQ wow factor? What's the number one thing that you do like no one else in your industry? Perhaps you're a financial advisor that helps single, divorced or widowed women over 50 set themselves up for a wealthy retirement. Or perhaps you're passionate about something else in life, like trekking in Kokoda. Or it could be just that your title or the way you do things is a little different. I'm the Chief Empowerment Officer here at UQ Power, and we're company culture architects, so those names in themselves are a little eyebrow-raising worthy. Tip number 2, start strong. Sometimes it feels like a lot of effort to start a conversation. It's why many people don't make eye contact and they keep scanning the room looking for someone else to talk to. Here's the problem with that approach. Today, the average attention span is only about 7 to 9 seconds. Every time you introduce yourself, you have just those few seconds to engage the other person. When it comes to first impressions, a weak start leads to a poor impression. The first moments of your interaction offer a window of opportunity for that connection to take place. If you earn your listeners' interest during those initial seconds, people are more likely to engage with you further. If you fail to add some sort of value in that golden window, they're less likely to listen to what you say, let alone remember you. So those first seconds are worth a little focus and energy, don't you think? It's important when you start to have your goal in mind. The purpose of a conversation is not to kill time or to sell the other person something, but just to make that connection. It might be as you stand in a registration line or wait for the next speaker to begin. As you strike up a conversation with the person next to you, how could you turn that random chat into a meaningful interaction? Every single second counts. No matter your personality, you can make a brilliant impression. If you start strong, you'll leave people interested, excited, and inspired. And if you do that consistently, then the world and all that's in it is available to you because you will have unlocked the pot of gold. Tip number 3, dump the gobbledygook. You know those people, the ones that tell you, I have a client-centric model that delivers on the core principles of our product to increase the outflow of deliverables necessary to bridge the leading gap of spasmodically Rimbo-esque portal. Gobbledygook. Technical jargon. What does it do? It shuts people down. In communication, clarity is key. I'm always telling our clients, a confused mind always says no. How will you know if you're confusing them? Easy. Look at their eyebrows. Are they furrowed and frowning? Then they're confused. And you've missed your chance to communicate. So don't try to be clever, don't speak in riddles, and don't use big, fancy technical terms. If you want to move people from polite skepticism to interest with a hunger to know more, you have to be clear and simple. And when I say simple, I don't mean boring and bland. I mean, when someone asks you what do, you could answer, I drink water, I eat food, I blog. Boring. Instead, try something like, I love working on the human side of business to help ambitious leaders and business owners to manage their most challenging resource, their people. I know that most leaders say they waste 80 to 90% of their time solving people problems, so I help them learn to identify what makes their team unique and then leverage that. When they do that, they see reduced absenteeism, increased productivity, and improved safety. It's a win-win. The key, you see, is to speak in the language of the pub or down the street. No mumbo jumbo. Now it's your turn. How do you introduce yourself at a conference? Do you have a question or an icebreaker that you use? How do you share what you do, who you are, and what you're passionate about? What's your big wow idea? Tell me in the comments below. Did you like this video? If so, share it with your team, your colleagues, and maybe even your boss. And finally, if you want even more resources to increase your impact, influence, and income, then head on over to uqpower.com.au. Keep on building a life and a business or career that plays to your unique strengths. The best thing you can do to change the world is start with you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time on UQTV.